The telescope that shattered time. Music begins softly, rising with awe and mystery. 3 years ago, humanity reached a milestone that seemed more like science fiction than science. We launched the James Webb Space Telescope, the most advanced, most sensitive, and most ambitious space observatory ever created. A telescope not just designed to see stars and galaxies, but to look through them. To peer backward in time, across billions of years of cosmic history. To uncover the universe not as it is, but as it was, in its infancy. Our goal? To glimpse the first stars. The earliest galaxies. The cosmic dawn, the moment light pushed back the darkness of the Big Bang. But what we've found since Webb began transmitting its first images, no one was ready for that. Not the public. Not even the scientists who helped build it. Because Webb hasn't just taken pretty pictures or expanded our knowledge. It has shattered assumptions, broken models, and forced us to question the very timeline of reality itself. Galaxies that break the rules of time. Webb's first deep field images weren't just stunning, they were disturbing. We expected to see chaotic, unformed galaxies, small clumps of matter held together loosely by gravity. That would have made sense. These galaxies would have formed just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. But instead, we saw giants. Mature, complex, structured galaxies. Elegant spirals and massive ellipticals, as if they had existed for billions of years. And the strangest part? Some of these galaxies existed just 500 to 700 million years after the Big Bang. That's not enough time, not even close, for gravity to sculpt such intricate structures. These galaxies look like they skipped their childhoods, and possibly even adolescence. Some of them shine with such intensity, it's as if they've been burning bright since before time itself. How is that possible? Astrophysicists offered ideas. Maybe hidden supermassive black holes at their centers are warping our perception. Maybe we're misreading the data. But those explanations still don't fix the timeline. Even if those galaxies are boosted in brightness by black holes, they're still too big, too complex, and too old for the universe they inhabit. So the real question is, what created them so fast? Or, more frighteningly, what if time in the early universe didn't behave the way we think it did? Cosmological tension. The numbers don't add up. Webb doesn't just show us images. It collects data, precise measurements across the infrared spectrum, data that other telescopes simply couldn't reach. And this data has revealed something even more unsettling. It's not just galaxies that are out of place. It's the entire expansion of the universe. One of the key numbers in cosmology is the Hubble constant, the rate at which the universe is expanding. And for years we've had a problem. Different methods of measuring it give different answers. The cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in the universe, tells one story. Measurements of distant galaxies tell another. Now Webb, with its unprecedented precision, is widening that gap instead of closing it. It's not just a disagreement anymore, it's a crack in the foundation of modern cosmology. Scientists call it cosmological tension. But let's be honest. That's a polite way of saying, the universe is lying to us. Or we never understood it in the first place. Patterns and chaos, and the implication of design. The deeper Webb looks, the weirder things get. Galaxies forming earlier than they should. Stars appearing older than the universe itself. Thousands of galaxies all spinning in the same direction across vast distances, when, statistically, they should be spinning randomly. One researcher compared it to walking into a forest and seeing all the trees growing in a perfect spiral. That's not nature. That's intention. A design. A pattern. So now the question isn't just how the universe formed. It's whether it was meant to form this way. Stars from the future. In the past, Webb has also revealed stars that shouldn't be there. These aren't ordinary stars. They're rich in heavy elements, iron, oxygen, carbon, the kind of material that only exists after previous stars have exploded in supernovae. That process, birth, life, explosion, rebirth, takes billions of years. But these chemically complex stars exist in galaxies that formed just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. That's not enough time to go through even one generation of stellar life cycles. It's like finding an ancient tree in a forest that was planted yesterday. Are we looking at the future in the past? Or are we completely misunderstanding the flow of time itself? Some scientists now speculate that time in the early universe wasn't linear at all. That it may have looped, folded, or echoed back on itself. That the universe might have grown in bursts, or followed a pattern more like music than math. If that's true, then Webb hasn't just discovered strange stars. It's found the fingerprints of time breaking down. Webb was built to uncover the birth of galaxies, to peer into the nursery of stars, to decode the breath of alien planets. But what it's revealing is something far more profound. That our universe may not be random. That space, the universe that watches background music, mysterious, growing in intensity. In Part 1. We saw how the James Webb Space Telescope shook the foundations of modern cosmology. Galaxies forming too soon, stars too evolved, and a timeline that no longer adds up. But that was just the beginning. Because the more Webb looks out, the more it suggests that the universe might be looking back. Dark matter. The invisible puzzle web was built to shed light on dark matter, the invisible force holding galaxies together. But instead of solving the mystery, it deepened it. The galaxies Webb sees are too big, too organized, too early. They shouldn't exist without dark matter. But the dark matter isn't behaving how it's supposed to. It acts like gravity with intent. Guiding, shaping, possibly even responding. Is dark matter more than just invisible mass? Is it structured? Interactive? Or something even more unsettling, aware? Planets that break physics. Webb also turned its eye toward exoplanets, and the results are nothing short of mind-bending. Worlds with one side frozen in eternal sunrise, the other scorched in endless sunset. Gas giants colder than ice. Marshmallow planets with atmospheres so soft they shouldn't exist. And closer to home, water vapor in distant solar systems, carbon dioxide leaking from Europa, auroras dancing on a rogue planet that drifts alone. Every discovery challenges our idea that Earth is rare. Life, it seems, may not be the exception, but the rule. Patterns in the stars. The deeper Webb looks, the more it finds patterns. Galaxies aligned across billions of light years. Spirals, arcs, and shapes that don't belong in a chaotic universe. The giant arc. A galactic structure over 3 billion light-years long, curving like a perfect bow. It's as if something etched order into the chaos, not randomness but design. If gravity is the artist, then Webb is showing us its blueprints. The edge of reality. And then there's the strangest part, the edge. At extreme distances, light behaves oddly. Galaxies fade too quickly. Colors distort. Time seems to stretch or even collapse. Scientists call it the cosmological horizon. But others whisper a new name, the rendered boundary. A theory is gaining traction, that we're not in a boundless universe, but a kind of simulation. One that only renders what we observe. And Webb may have just found the edge of the program. Not just observation, revelation. We didn't build Webb to find aliens. We built it to understand the beginning. But instead, we're uncovering something bigger. A universe full of structure where chaos should reign. Echoes of design, alignment, and timing. And signs that we're part of a system, or being watched by one. Webb hasn't just changed what we know. It's made us question how we know it. The final question: maybe the stars never were silent. Maybe they were just waiting for us to build an eye powerful enough to see the truth. Not, where are we? But, are you ready to know what's really out there? Or maybe, what's watching us? Outro. Call to action. If this made you rethink the universe, you're not alone. Milky Way. Subscribe for more. Ringed Planet. Drop a comment. Do you believe the universe is natural, or designed? And if someone you know still thinks we're just floating through dust, right finger send them this video. Because Webb has only just begun. And the universe?